Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show, and welcome to the last day of May. Just went through our 3-day Memorial Day weekend. That was a blast. But here we are back at the office. We've got some questions sent in by real estate investors like yourself, and I'm going to try my best to answer them. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@michaelquarles.com. Here we go. Question number 1. If I use a fake name on my direct mail mailers, such as a gender-neutral Alex, and can a seller come after me for deceptive sales tactics? I don't believe so. I use Alex on all mine. I happen to be under the belief that Ronald McDonald isn't a real thing. Lizards can't talk. The caveman's no longer alive. And Jack doesn't have a round head. So I'm believing that through marketing and in marketing, people use characters all the time. If we take this further, there are other large corporations that actually use the same tactic of using a single name for everybody that works there. You know, it just works. It just works. I like the gender neutral, gosh, I'm stuttering, Alex name because it can be a girl or a guy. I like the gender neutral name Ryan for the same reason, and I like Angel for the same reason. I'm sure we can all close our eyes and see someone we have known in the past named Angel. For me, it is my uncle who is living with me. He's 89 years old, just went through cancer surgery. He's a Catholic priest, and I tell you what, if you haven't yet had the opportunity to live a couple months with a Catholic priest, and you should. It is different. It is wonderful. The man has so much wisdom that I wish I had. But I don't have an issue with Alex. If you have a real big issue and you want to have a definitive answer on this, the right answer, call an attorney, but I think it'd be a waste of $300. Question number 2. What do you do when a seller wants to sell, but he does not want to notify his tenant that a property is being sold? Buy it with the tenant in it. If it's a long-term performing tenant, not a big issue, as long as they don't have a lease. It's on a month-to-month. Most of the people that we're going to sell to want tenants. They want performing tenants that have been there a long time, so that's a good thing. But if they're short-term tenants and they're not performing, that's fine. We're just going to mitigate kicking them out. So we're going to mitigate the cost of the unlawful detainer and the 2 months it's going to take, $2,500. You could figure that. Probably a safe number. So if you would give the person $50,000 without tenants, you can only give them $47,500 with tenants. So a really easy thing, no big deal. Question number 3, should I pay off my house or start saving to invest in real estate? Well, that's a personal question. And that's hard for me to tell you what you should do personally. Interest rate on a home mortgage is less than 4%. On one side, I know I can turn, let's assume for a second the house is $300,000. I know I can turn $300,000 in the real estate investment business and return to myself greater than the 4% would cost me that I borrowed it on my home mortgage. That's me. I've been doing this for a long time, a couple days. You may not find that same security in yourself, and if you don't, well, we need to look at that. And the reality is, in this business, you don't, and you shouldn't, although some do and some can and have. I don't think you should say, hey, I have this big old chunk of money over here. I'm going to spend it in my business. No, why don't you put a stop loss to it? So say you don't want to pay off your mortgage. You decide the 4% is okay. You're going to make that payment. And you've got now $300,000. Here's what I would do. I would take $285,000. I'd set it aside. If the moment I needed any of that money, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing because I can't do it. You've spent $15,000. It hasn't worked. And maybe it hasn't worked. And if you were trying to dip into it again, you haven't learned how to do sweat marketing. So you're just going to dig and dig and dig. And all of a sudden that 300,000 is going to be 100,000. And you're going to be, oh, gosh, I wish I would have quit, a year ago kind of thing. So have a stop loss on the 300,000. Use 15 of it. Be polite. Don't start off with more than 2,000 a month in marketing. Make that phone ring, capture those leads, fulfill those leads. Good stuff. Now, I'm not saying that you can't use the 285 to buy some of the properties that you have, but it's like you're borrowing it from yourself. You're paying yourself back with interest. You have to consider that fund its own fund, just like it was a private individual, and be responsible to that. But again, I'd have that stop loss. So if that would work for you, that's what I do.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through Yellow Letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 4. What elements do I need to pay attention to if a pre-foreclosed property can yield profits? Elements. Gosh. Can you buy it? Can you pay for it? Are you buying it on a short? I guess if you're buying it on a short, you have to then concern yourself with the deed restriction the lender's going to require you to sign, stating that you won't flip the house for 90 days, transfer title. And don't get in the middle of, well, I can do it with a trust, and I can do it this way and that way, and I can let my buyer in there in advance, and they can do all kinds of work, and then in 90 days, if the lender says you can't sell it, don't enter into an agreement to sell for 90 days. So don't transfer title for 90 days. Anything short of that is just unethical and probably lender fraud. So, if it's a short, then you have to, that's an element, I guess. That's maybe what they're talking about. Making sure that you've used all the correct contracts with the seller. In California, we have to use certain verbiage in our agreement. We have to give them the right to cancel that contract, so many days to cancel it. We have to put notices and stuff inside the agreement. So did you do all that kind of thing? Other than that, it's pretty simple. They're pretty simple. Mortgage lates are better than pre-foreclosures, and maybe that's what you meant. But I call pre-foreclosures NODs and trustee sales. And so I'm going to go pre-foreclosure mortgage lates. I like that because you don't have some of the requirements as far as, making sure that you use certain forms and you'll notice and all that kind of stuff. We're not trying to take advantage of people, but sometimes the hoops that the government wants us to jump through, because if we don't know about them, they can interfere quite a bit. And I don't know any hoops on a mortgage late other than you can't advertise you're going to do any modifications or anything like that unless you're an attorney. And or if you're a realtor or broker, I should say, and you've had your plan approved by the Bureau of Real Estate. So mortgage lates, I like them. We sell them over at Yellow Letters. I do like them. They're good stuff. Question number 5. Have you ever had a seller tell you they're not interested in selling their house, but then ask you to help them learn to be a real estate investor? I can't go someplace without someone asking me to help them be a real estate investor. My neighbor, I feel bad for him, asked me. And it is what it is. I mean, when you're good at what you do, and congratulations, you must be good, or they wouldn't have asked you. Or at least you sounded good. Maybe that's all it took. But when you know what you know, and you show people that you know what you know, and there's just no doubt in anybody's mind that you are the guerrilla investor that you are, they're going to ask, hey, teach me. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do, I think that's cool. I love coaching. And it's my way of giving back. It's absolutely not something that, thrills me on the bottom line. But I enjoy it. And so that's my bottom line. So I was listening to Anthony Robbins this weekend, and he was talking about that very same thing. Don't get someplace thinking you've succeeded, and then when you get there, realize that's not what you really wanted or that didn't fulfill you. You better be doing what fulfills you, because if you're not, you're going to arrive at a place and go, what do I do now? Well, I arrive and I get fulfilled daily or almost daily, because I get to help someone buy something. And I tell you what, a couple of my coaching students are really doing good. I had one guy, just pisses me off, in a really good way. He made $105,000 on his first deal. Net. $105,000. We had a long talk about what he does with the money and the stop losses and the water faucet. And, my job as a coach, especially in those situations where someone gets a ton of money all of a sudden, it's something new for them, or could be, I want to make sure that they appreciate and are responsible to the money, and they don't lose the money. They don't spend the money. It could be an anomaly, the 505. Not, it's been proven that it's not, but it could be for someone. And so I want to make sure, as a coach to them, that I explain their stop loss. We work on their stop loss. We work on their water faucet. And we create the business for them so they can be in business but not jeopardize past results. And that was kind of cool. I have another coaching student. He's got to be close to 40. And he's just now coming to his year in the coaching program. And that's kind of cool. 40 houses. It's awesome to see some of these guys and these gals just absolutely killing it. And when I say killing it, I mean killing it as in a good way. Buying houses, selling houses for profit. He sent me a text over the weekend, and he said, I'm not trying to brag, but I just bought one for 50 cents on the dollar. And I'm like, yes, you are. You're just trying to brag. Okay. But I love him, and he's become a really good friend, which is a byproduct of my coaching program. Besides being fulfilled, I also create really good relationships. That's it for today, guys. If you're thinking about having a coach or needing a coach, think about me. Come chat, sign up, get in the program. Learn that it is for you. I mean, it's a pretty good program. If you think about it, it's 6 months long. It's $11.97 one time or $247 a month. You get, right now we're doing 13 classes a week. 13. Crazy. You get a full CRM program that's part of the coaching program. We have websites. We have all kinds of stuff. But what I try to do and what I'm trying to accomplish here is teach people how to have an investment business. I hope each one of my coaching students at some point in their life say, I no longer want to be a real estate investor. And they can step outside of their business, but still have a real estate investment business. That's what I want for folks. I want them to be able to buy houses without ever seeing the house they're buying, ever meeting or talking to the seller they're buying it from, and never talking to the buyer they're going to sell it to. That's what I want for my coaching students. And I'd want it for you too if you want to be in my program. But that's kind of cool, but it takes some time. It takes all these classes. And gosh, the hardest person to coach is the person that they think they know everything. Or the guy or the gal that says, man, I've been doing it for 5 years. I've got 6 houses already. Well, and you may have been doing a really good job, but you know what? I can take you from where you're at as long as you have an open opinion, an open mind, and see things differently. And let's work on how to magnify what we do and how to accomplish exponential growth, ultimate exponential growth. So your business no longer depends upon you. Let's look at different ways of buying it. Yes, there's a signing, and we got to be really careful of signing, guys. Don't use houses to assign your contracts. You're selling the contract. You're not selling the house. There's wholesaling, buying low, selling low. There's wholesaling, buying low, selling high. There's fix and flipping, buying low, fixing and reselling high. And then there's, passive. And there's all kinds of models for passive. So if you want to learn those things, you want to learn sub-2, seller financing, all the different varieties of how to resell it, how to figure repair costs, how to figure valuation, understanding appraisals, understanding BPOs. Man, this stuff is important to me. It's important for me to teach you. And if that's something you want to learn, jump on. Take a peek. Talk to you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.